RD. We'll get to some more of the football coming up. I do want to ask you first. I think Arkansas, unfortunately, has had a few decommitments lately between Javon Gilmore, Bryce Gilmore, and now the latest in Javion Martin. What can you tell us about this? Is this something that's been in the works, or is this just more recent? What's kind of gone on these last few games?
I think Bryce Gilmore, the offensive lineman who committed to Texas Tech soon after decommitting from Arkansas, I think you can kind of read between the lines there. And then with Javon Gilmore, after he withdrew from school and he was splitting time with another quarterback, I don't think Arkansas was too pleased with that. So Arkansas made the decision to go separate ways. Javion Martin, I think this has been in the works for a little bit. Again, I don't know for sure, but I suspect that maybe NIL may be popping up again here. So, again, I think that I know a lot of people were frustrated with Hunter and what he said at the Little Rock Touchdown Club, but I think you're seeing that all that stuff play out right now.
Richard, this weekend, big game. First time you've been in Fayetteville since August 30th, and I know the SEC, there's a lot more SEC on SEC games this week, so you're competing a lot of your opponents for recruits in town. Any idea of maybe the number of recruits that Sam Pittman and his staff will get a chance to host this weekend?
Don't have a firm idea just yet. Usually Wednesday night, sometime Thursday, I have a better idea, but I'm going to guess, because it is Notre Dame, normally an 11 o'clock game, you may have 30, 40 kids. I suspect 50 to 60 kids. That's just somewhat of an educated guess. We'll see how that plays out. Quinn Kalafis, I was practicing his name earlier, and I had it down pat. Then I get on the air and I can't do it. But anyway, he's the 27 quarterback from Florida who's committed to Arkansas. He just tweeted, a few hours ago that he's going to be there. Ty McCoy, a 28th offensive lineman who has several offers, including Arkansas, is going to be there. It's going to be a good list. I don't know how good it will be just because of the 11 o'clock kickoff, but there'll be a good turnout.
Yeah. Richard, as you've followed tweets and posts and Instagrams with the players you're covering, and maybe been on the phone with a coach or two in high school or some parents, what's the reaction been after the last 2 weeks? Has it dampened the mood for people's appetite for Arkansas, or do we put too much in the outcome and maybe the brutal way some of these games have ended? Has it put water on the campfire at all in your estimate?
Well, I'm sure there's questions because obviously what's going on social media and rumors out there. Obviously I don't think it's a good situation if you're recruiting for Arkansas right now, but at the same time, obviously that could change, kind of like last year against Tennessee. We'll see what happens. If they can pull it out against Notre Dame, which if they can tighten up the defense, they're fully capable of that. But at the same time, the only way to change the overall thinking around the program, and like Sam said, is to start winning, and they have to do that. But I think recruits can read the room pretty good and see that after a losing season 2 seasons ago and last year, finished up on a good note as far as beating Texas Tech in the Liberty Bowl, but it was still somewhat a disappointing season. And then you go 2-2 and have the 2 fumbles at the end of the game that obviously could have, you held on to the ball, could have easily been 4-0 possibly. We just don't know. But it's the same thing. Like what last year, 1-6 last year when they lost the turnover margin. well, guess what the situation is this year? They got to do something about the turnovers.
Yeah. We saw Mike Gundy part ways with Oklahoma State a day ago. Virginia Tech has fired their coach. UCLA's done the same. There's more to come, as common sense and reasoning would lead you to believe. What do you think these ADs and these school leaders, why pull the trigger this early? What's the message they're trying to send, in your opinion, when they make a move as early as mid-September?
The only thing I can guess is that they're talking to agents, and obviously they're not talking to head coaches or other coaches elsewhere, or shouldn't be. But you can obviously talk to agents and start trying to figure out what clients of theirs would be interested. But I don't see a huge advantage of making a decision. I think that it was reactionary. Obviously, with Virginia Tech losing to who was it, Old Dominion?
James Madison.
James Madison. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean that was a horrible.
It was Old Dominion. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. I just remember. I remember seeing that and going, man, that could cost him his job, because obviously they were struggling even before that. But a home game and losing against a much lesser opponent, that'd do it. And then obviously, Gundy, 69-3 to Oregon, and then you lose to Tulsa. Yeah. I think that's how you get the trigger pulled a little quicker during the season than you do waiting till near the end. So and then kids can have the 30-minute immediate window to get into the portal, and you could lose several people on your team. So I don't know if that's happening. I haven't been paying attention with either of those teams, but that's something you don't necessarily want to experience. So anyway, I don't think it's a huge advantage either way.
Well, I wanted to walk through. That was my next question. I want to walk through is this, caveat to the rule, or this special exception. If your coach leaves, you do have the 30-day window, and by doing it this early, and this was kind of the follow-up, is you've still got guys that haven't played in 4 games. They can opt into that portal at this point. Probably flushes the rest of the season down for the drain for some of these schools, but they can preserve perhaps a year of eligibility. They haven't burned a red shirt by entering now and not burning up a season of eligibility.
Well, even if you have played 4 or 5, 6 games, some guys haven't played in 4 games. So even if you did it after the 6th game, you're in danger of guys doing that. So they may be, obviously, if you haven't played in a couple of games after 6 games, you're probably a backup, but still that hurts your depth. So again, I don't see the huge benefit. Maybe somebody could convince me otherwise of making a move like that so early. But at the same time, like I said, I think it's just reactionary because of how disastrous they lost. Both of those teams lost.
Richard, before you came on, we're talking with Richard Davenport, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, courtesy of House of Webster. Tommy and I were talking about maybe what it looks like this weekend. I've had some season ticket holders that told me they aren't going to this game. They sold some tickets. I know you're trying to help a friend sell some tickets for this game as well. Like, what are we looking at this weekend in terms of the fan base? I know they're disappointed with the last 2 outcomes, but what kind of atmosphere do we have in front of us in Razorback Stadium?
Well, I agree with Tommy. I think it'll be a full house. I mean, will it be absolutely full? Probably not. Maybe not. I don't know. But it is Notre Dame. I suspect it'll be a definitely a late arriving crowd. You won't know until a lot of times those 11 o'clock games. You don't know until about the end of the first quarter what kind of a crowd it's going to be because of late arriving. And a lot of now, if they were 4-0, it'd be a little bit of earlier arriving crowd. But I tend to think it'd be good. And the tickets that I was trying to help a buddy with, they did sell. So I tend to think that I agree with Tommy that it's going to be a good crowd. And obviously, how involved they are is is going to depend on how good the team plays.
Richard, you've probably seen the schedule for Arkansas in 26 and 27, 28, 29. Tommy brought up a good point. I think you go to Tulsa in 2027. You got Utah on the road next year, but you got 5 games at home. We've already seen one contract change with Memphis moving back to 2030, with now Hunter Yurachek and his team having an idea what that looks like moving forward. Are we going to see more changes, in your opinion, to the non-conference football schedule here these next few years?
Man, I was just looking at those conference the 9 teams each year, and I was going, my gosh, you don't have a day off, and
don't get a break, man.
Motivate. What's that?
I said you don't have a break. Yeah, like you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I think that could motivate Hunter to kind of switch things around, but. Yeah, it's absolutely brutal. It's amazing. And when before they moved to the 9-game schedule, a lot of people are saying instead of winning 9, 10, 11 games on a fairly consistent basis for some of the teams, they're gonna dip down and lose quite a few more from year to year, and it's not going to be all roses because of that 9-game schedule, because just you're playing against the best of the best every week, and right now you look at that and you don't see really anybody that you go, oh, that's a win. You don't.
No, a lot of thorns in there, absolutely. So,
RD, good stuff, man. Hopefully, we're talking about a win next Wednesday with you.
See you guys. Take care.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to mybookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's, where bettors win together, because bragging's good, but cashing in is better. And your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOGS.
Must opt in during the bet to use the Bet Back bonus.